Everybody, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
Oh, yeah. You know what's up. You know why we're here. It is the last show of the year. I guess I'm not a traveling merc right now, am I? Oh, well. I am here. I am Pops Van Zandt, the founder of the Madness. You know why we're here. It's the last show of the year, the open draw stream, the one that can't be beat. You know what's up. We have one of our favorite people from across the pond. You guys know him. He shows up on a regular basis, usually when somebody has something stupid to say. What's up, Mr. Q? What's happening, brother?
What's up, Pops? How you doing?
Do you guys celebrate New Year's in the Netherlands the same way we do it here? Do y'all get crazy and shit?
Oh, it depends. In this particular place, we do celebrate it every year. Some setup of fireworks on the bridge called the Erasmus Bridge, also known as the Swan locally. And right now they set up a road, to alternate the flow of traffic. And soon enough, in the beginning, they thought, oh, there's gonna be they're gonna be delayed because of the weather and all, because of wind and rain. But recently they checked the weather and say, hey, guess what? The show is happening. So everybody would gather Parkerton as early as possible to check out the fireworks show. And that's what's happening.
Well, that's freaking awesome, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad they're still going to have the show. We have a guest in the backstage. I'll let him tell you all about himself. His name is Jack Lloyd, the voluntarist. I think we covered this one before. I'm pretty sure we did, right?
That we did. Thanks, Pops, for having me on. I appreciate being back, and it's crazy to be here. You know, at the end of this nearing New Year and end of this 2023. So it's been a wild time.
No, has it not? It's been definitely a roller coaster ride of a year, and I mean it doesn't matter how you look at 2023 from any perspective. It was a roller coaster ride. There were highs and lows, no matter how you look at it, or everybody went through highs and lows. It was definitely a crazy year. I mean, personally, it's like I figured out what it is I'm supposed to do, and then basically failed in my first shot at it. So it's like you get that. Okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna get this, and then then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You had a kind of a big day the other day, huh?
It was a crazy big day. I mean, I was shocked. I opened up the Twitter, now X, and I see that Eric July has shouted me out and has supported my comic, and I was like, wait, where'd this come from? Because this wasn't anything planned or expected or anything whatsoever. This was just out of the blue for me. So I'm reading through a thread, and it turns out that there was someone who was unhappy with how Eric July was giving certain types of criticisms or encouragements and things like that. And so Eric was like, well, you know what? I see you have a campaign to fund my comic. I'm going to throw $1,000 at it. And he gave this creator $1,000, and, in a way just to be like, hey, here you go run with it. Go, meet your dreams. And that individual.
It was kind of a mutually beneficial thing for a few different people. The guy who, Aaron, who is a friend of ours as well, who sent the money back, a whole bunch of people went and backed his stuff anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it worked for him. It worked for 3 other people because he refused it. 3 other people got benefit because he refused it. So it was a great big thing that worked out really good for a bunch of people. Somebody needs to quit arguing about it.
Yeah. I mean, I am very thankful and blessed. his partial loss in that way was certainly my and several other creators' gains, and they had great projects as well. You know, so I was really excited to see other people who were supported and to see those other types of projects. You know, one's more manga style, one's more traditional American.
Yeah, they're all friends of mine.
So
all four of you guys
yeah,
are people I've promoted. Okay, all four of you. I consider all of you friends. I hate that things happen that cause division. Okay, I hate that happens, but it does happen, and we all have to learn to roll over the speed bumps. Okay, now some of them you high center your back tire on that thing and you peel out when you leave, but usually you just slow down and go over them and cruise on, right? Speed bumps, man, we all encounter them. Okay, it's what you do after, right? It's what you do after. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to run out and you're going to fulfill these and deliver these books, you know. And I hope that works the same way for Daniel. And for, I think his name's Ben at Project Neosis, and for Aaron. I hope all you guys benefit solidly from the result of what happened, not the big mess that it became online. It was like crazy, man. I was like, God, everybody help each other out. That's what this is about. Now, I understand there's times I say stuff to people that piss them off too, you know, but I wouldn't take the time to say it if I didn't give a shit about what you were doing. Okay, so you sometimes you got to understand where criticism comes from. If they didn't care, they wouldn't waste their time telling you. You know, I mean, so.
Yeah, I think when it comes to criticism, what matters is it something that's productive and objective, right? Just calling people stuff cringe or stupid or making accusations that are unfounded, of course, is you know, uncalled for. If someone has something specific like, oh, hey, there's something that was drawn off here, or there's a coloring issue or something like that, or there's an expectation wasn't met, of course, that's totally valid criticism. So I think here, you know, even though there was, you know, some unfortunate fallout with different people, I agree with you there that it was wonderful to see that in the end, a lot of people got support and traction on their comics. And actually, you know, there's a lot of win-wins out of it. And so I'm just, you know, floored and grateful. And of course, I was like, okay, well, I'm not rejecting that. Of course, I'm like, I'm so thankful, you know, for the support. And of course, more people that came on. And now, you know, we're just really getting to new heights because we closed on Indiegogo. We hit all of our goals, not just the campaign 100%. We went 220%, actually hit all 6 of our listed stretch goals. And now we're on Fund My Comic. You know, we just have a few more days and we're over there with our Hollow Foil exclusive. And I'm just, you know, absolutely excited and ecstatic because we're going to be able to do so many different great things now with expanding the universe even more than ever, which we had already, you know, done quite a bit with our remaster. We actually, that was, I think, one of the things we talked about before is that we actually had the Origins comic get a full remaster here with this beautiful full wrap trade paperback, 192 pages. And this took quite a while to do because we had to actually redo the first 2 issues because that was with the old company that went defunct. They had different art and there were some things that were problems with it. So we're like, okay, we're redoing this all. We did the first 2 issues, expanded the page count to give more breathing room, redid the letters on everything, did new covers for all the issues except the last one, which actually has Rippaverse's artist Igor Teixeira, who's their lead graphic designer. He did that cover, and that cover is the 6th issue here. But we have all those under one trade paperback now. It's beautiful, 192, you know, full color pages, looks gorgeous. I'm so proud of it. And now we're on to this new level of success with the new arc, which is our Voluntarius Suit Saga 1 arc.
That's most excellent.
Awesome.
Man, so are you the artist of your stuff? Do you do the art?
So the things that I do are, you know, production, writing, and letters. And then I have a primary penciler. I have a inker colorist. And then I have a special cover artist who, you know, just for the covers kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. We definitely love to see the art, man. That's, you know, basically what this show is all about. I'm gonna embiggen my boy Q here because he's actually drawing stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I sent out a lot of invites to people. One of our usual guys, Doc, he has had a family issue. Somebody in the family passed. They're not he's not available today, but you know, our heart goes out to him and his family. Love you, Doc. He's on the road right now. Doran, what's happening, Doran? What's going on, brother? You know you can join us. And one of our recent regulars, somebody who has become part of the family, Mr. Christian Zappo. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Yo.
What's up? What's up?
Dude, I like that. What are you doing?
This is a backup story I'm doing that's going to run through the next couple of story arcs in my my books, and this is it's a basically like American Asian Western bounty hunter.
American Asian Western bounty hunter. Okay.
Yes, it's the Red Moon of the West is what it's called.
Cool. I like it. I mean, horses, man, I used to be able to draw horses' heads, but I couldn't draw the rest of them. I could draw a badass horse head, man, neck, mane, the whole thing, but I couldn't draw the body. The legs would be all goofy looking.
It's the it took me a while, but it's the motion that's hard to capture. Standing still is not that bad.
That looks awesome.
Thank
So, have you met Jack? Do you know Jack?
I do not know Jack. I don't believe.
Oh, Jack. Jack is the creator of The Voluntarist.
Yeah.
And we
Nice.
covered that one not too long ago here on the network, and it's good to have him back. Oh shit, we got more people backstage. Hold on. Do I got an intro for this guy in this studio? Probably not, because Doc only puts him in his, you know. But we got this. The one, the only Max Devill. What's happening, Max?
What's up?
What's going on, Mac?
It's the last show of the year, bro.
Yep.
We got to do this, right? Everybody is welcome to come out. I don't care if you're drawing or not. Come out, tell people what you do, who you are. Introduce yourself to the world, man, to the internet world, to everybody. You know what I'm saying. This is when we do it. I don't know what happened yesterday, guys. I don't know what happened yesterday. But for some reason, Stephen B's stream blew up over there on Twitter. I mean, I never get views on Twitter over 30, 40 views. Anything. And yesterday, Stephen B's DRAWSTREAM just kept, it's over 170 something now. It's like, it's just like views. People stopping to watch it. It's like,
Well, that's good.
good on you, Stephen. I hope you get some subscribers out of that for your YouTube channel and whatnot, because, you know, that's what this is really all about.
Oh, yeah.
Q's fixing his camera. He will be back. Doran, lettering, creating a comic, not drawing. I don't care if you're drawing or not. I just said, I don't care if you're drawing or not. It's the last show of the year. Bring your ass out here and tell people who you are and what you do. It's that simple. Come on now. Shit. I ain't seen you in a while anyway. Doran sent me 2 cool ass shirts, man. One of them says raise a little hell, and the other one is his rake hell character. You know, they're both badass. I wore them both. They're both in the dirty clothes. I can't wear them. I can't show them to you unless I pull them out the dirty hamper. You know. Good stuff, though. Really, dude, I appreciate you, Doran. You rock, bro. We keep doing what we do, you know. So, Jack. I want to know, man, where did the idea for the voluntarist come from?
So voluntarist, you know, this goes way back now.
Ron Paul.
Well, even before that. But I was really passionate about human freedom and liberty, and I've always been a bit of a nerd and a cosplayer, and so I wanted to combine my passions in a way that made sense. And I was frustrated with the mainstream as well, because most every story that you could see out there, has a default where either the government is viewed as being a default good, or maybe there's just some bad apples or a bad king who needs to be replaced, that kind of thing. And I thought that, there's a type of story that needed to be told that had a different kind of angle, that didn't have this kind of default respect. And so I came up with a story kind of in a movie format, but then I eventually realized that, a comic book would make more sense. It would bridge the gap between, a written novel and the big screen and be more reasonable, affordable to do. And of course, I already like comic books, and was a fan of several things like Alan Moore's Watchmen, V for Vendetta, and the Max and things like that. So worked at it, adjusted the script, worked with an artist, and then came out with my first comic book way back. I developed this back in 2012. And then had that launch in 2013. And then I had to work on it for years, grinding, making mistakes, learning along the way, because obviously there was no comic book making college or school back then, kind of thing. And I don't even know if there still is, but I had to kind of learn the hard way and grow and develop skills, and eventually get to the point where I could create the Origins canon story that I've been doing for about 6 years. And we've been successfully funded there, doing that on Indiegogo in the past, 6+ issues now, well over 100%, with our latest campaign on Indiegogo alone, hitting over 220%.
What do you think, Max? What do you think? Looks good, don't it?
Yeah. I like the book.
Yeah, looks real good.
And being a libertarian myself, it works out well.
Yeah, well, that's great. Then if you already appreciate those things, it's extra good, because the comic is not itself some type of like preachy thing or anything. It's actually a regular story. It's just the norms are different, right?
Yeah.
Some of the accepted norms we're used to seeing in other stories. It's more obvious than ever, right? When you watch a Marvel movie or DC Comics, what those norms are there. And they've gotten so ridiculously SJW woke, where it's just directly preaching at you kind of thing. And it's frustrating as they destroy beloved characters. So my comic series kind of stands as a difference from that thing, and instead just has a different backdrop for the story, but is not trying to be, preaching that way. It's more so the character development and plot depth and creating intrigue and thrill that makes you question what it means to be truly free. So I think it kind of stands out that way, even from things like the Anarchy series, the ANA RKY series, Batman. It's not like that. So it's definitely given some people some fresh perspectives.
Did you already run a video on this? I came late.
No, I didn't run a video for it. Do you have
one?
a video for that one, Jack?
You're saying a campaign video?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a trailer for it. It's on Indiegogo. It's on my comic. So if you want to check that out, if you pull that on up, I can send it to you in the chat. Let's see here.
I can find it. I'm good.
You got it?
I'm a professional at this.
Okay.
Come on, where you at? I'm scrolling through Fund My Comics. Where you at?
Right below the big image.
Oh, that's nice. What? Why can't I find it on Fund My Comics?
Might be because the thumbnail for it kind of looks like the cover image as well, so might be confused. But I did send in the private chat. There's the YouTube video directly in the Fund My Comic link, just in case. So,
welcome back, Q. Welcome back.
What's up?
How you doing? Let's see. There it is. Now I have it.
See the crumb here?
What?
Hey. There it is.
He's so little.
He's looking at her, but she's stepping on his hand.
Yeah, he's like, ah.
Like, ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new arrival. The one, the only, the incomparable Mr. Jim O'Reilly. What's happening, Jim?
What's up, Jim?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Doing the
Happy
thing,
almost
dude.
New Year's, unless you're in
Yes.
Australia or something. And Happy New Year.
Well,
Yeah, I was on
it's
I was on a
nice.
live stream at 4:00 this morning for the guy was in New Zealand, so he got to go. He can do his countdown in the
Yep,
middle, like
yep.
4:00 in the morning.
That's early.
It's like 7:30 there. Look. Q,
Mm,
7:30 there.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's 7:25 here.
Oh, here? No. 11:25. 11:25 here.
Yeah, I'm talking Q's way over there in the Netherlands, so it's getting closer for him. He's only a few hours away. See,
A few hours, yeah.
That's good.
and he said, and he.
How was
assured me-
everybody this morning?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I had a rough couple
Good.
days, but I'm all right.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I want to play this video real quick, and then we will carry on with what we're doing. Let's see.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Voluntarist is back, baby. Join in with the next arc, Voluntarist Suit Saga. The fight for liberty has begun.
There it is. There's your
Almost
video.
sounds like Don LaFontaine.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Ah,
The voiceover almost has that Don LaFontaine
right.
movie trailer.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to go for that, where you feel like you're watching a movie. I will really love having cinematic opener.
Now, I just want everybody to know that Jim O'Reilly is not really 100% AI generated. Not really. Okay?
Jim O'Reilly
Allegedly.
is. His art is not. But Jim
Correct.
O'Reilly is.
Correct. I'm just trying to get in with my my AI overlords now, early. You know, try to get on the good side before they take us over. And,
I'm not. They're going to have to take me down hard. Take me down
I
hard.
love using the AI stuff to help model.
Can I get an AI Morgan Freeman to do my voiceover?
The only thing I use AI for is character concept.
why? Yes, you can.
Right, it's a great tool. It helps you visualize things and helps save some steps, to help model things a little better.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll do some things that I get like 4 or 5 different reference images that I get, and then I give those to the artist, and I'm like, here, make this work.
Right. Exactly. It's giving the artist a step up in their visualization to get the direction of what you want.
Now,
Yep.
see, I don't mind that a writer does that and sends something to his artist and says, this is what I'm looking at. I don't like when a writer does that and then uses it instead of going to an artist and getting it done
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's actually, like you said, it can be used as a tool, but it needs soul. It needs soul. It needs something from the human psyche to make it fucking work.
I would much prefer that the writer goes to the artist and gives them a description and lets the artist use their brain to come up with their interpretation,
That's me.
then takes it back to the writer, and the two of them develop something that is copaesthetic together, and
Yeah.
leaves the whole AI out of it, algorithm out of it,
It's the same thing to me as
just
if
to
I went-
foster
you know,
creativity.
If I went on Google Images and found a couple pictures that I liked, it's kind of
Right.
the same thing to
Sure.
me. You
No,
know?
I understand.
It saves so much time
Yeah.
too, because
I would just rather make the writer work a little harder.
Yeah.
times valuable. They're times valuable stuff. I'd like
No,
sometimes.
no,
I
no,
already-
no, no, no,
hang
no.
on,
They need to work harder. They need to appreciate what the artist does. Make them
Oh.
work harder.
But does that not make his AI if he is AI? Oh,
Good point.
Jim.
What if the AI prompts the artist?
Might be a good-
That's when you know they're taking over.
Yeah,
That's
there
when
you go.
you know they're taking over. When the AI prompts the artist, you know we're in trouble.
No, see, you won't even know when that happens. That's the sad part. It only takes 3 seconds of your voice for an AI to duplicate your voice at this point. That's where we are in the technology.
Yeah.
3
that's just
seconds of your
crazy.
voice.
Well, maybe the AI will hire the artist, and they'll
Scary
be happy.
stuff, fellas. yeah. It's around the corner.
Well, the
Scary
video
stuff.
stuff is what really scares me, is because like they could put anybody in any video doing anything now.
Oh yeah.
So you could like
Small.
videotape a dude looking like they're committing a crime, and I was sitting at home the whole time, you know. I wasn't committing a crime.
Yeah.
But they could make it look like that.
Yeah.
But
There
see,
are
that's why it's hard to
There's-
fight for it. Like if you say AI is good for one thing and not another, it's not the way it works. AI is AI. It's used across the board for all these facets. So you're either good with all the pros and not the cons, or the other way around. You can't say, yeah, I like it for one thing and not the other.
Well, it's a tool. And
No,
I mean,
it's not. A bullet knife is a tool too, but
any
it commits
tool-
murders. I mean, you know, what's the good and the bad?
I mean, any tool can be misused.
What it
Right.
is,
But this one can be
what
serious.
it is the shiny
Oh,
little. Everything that we have now are just shiny little rocks that are falling off this huge snowball that is true AGI, and true AGI is being pushed off a cliff, and everybody's running around trying to collect these shiny little objects, not realizing the true potential of what AGI means. And the scary part is that these little shiny rocks are being used to build or help build this AGI. And you know, hey, when has playing with something and not understanding the consequences of it ever affected us?
Yeah. When has that ever
Us
been
hairy
bad?
apes.
I think a lot of
When has
people
there ever
don't-
been bad in history?
I think a lot of people do not understand the difference between AI and AGI. I think that's the problem.
They do not.
It's
That's
simple.
part of the problem.
It's simple. AI bad, okay? Don't do
AGI, really.
AI.
Someone's saying it's
I don't know.
bad because a gun's used to rob. A gun could be used to save lives. A gun could be used to hunt, or a gun could be used to commit genocide. But the thing is
Sure.
that it's a tool, and it just depends on what the outcome is and what people are using it for. You know.
Intent means everything.
Until the point in which your tool actually thinks like a human or smarter than you, then you have a real problem.
Yeah.
And that's what AGI is.
Yes.
When it starts thinking better than you and faster than you and smarter than you have a very serious problem. It's no longer just a gun sitting on a table that's loaded. It is a gun sitting on a table that can build more guns sitting on tables. And it can aim a lot better.
Humans who control governments, and they have weapons and bombs, and that they're also smarter in some cases and more powerful, and they can cause mass harm. So the key
Sure.
is, how do we have decentralization of defense and opportunity for alternatives, so that no single thing is that much of a threat?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, really.
Too late. The snowball's already going off the cliff.
See, that's the thing with
Get your
technology.
parachute
is
ready.
that technology moves so fast that
Can't keep
by the
up.
time it's there, it's too late.
Yeah.
They spent
Well, look at
$30
infinite
million
scrolling, right?
building a new badass something, right? They spent $30 million on it. By the time they get it built, somebody's developed something that can kill it
Yeah.
every time.
Well, let's look at something. Really, what it comes down to is, let's look at something that that we've developed, that we've thrown into a race that we couldn't see the consequences of, right? Let's just talk about infinite scrolling. You know what infinite scrolling is?
Yeah.
Everybody?
On a web page?
Yeah, basically it gives you the ability to continue to scroll, right? Before infinite scrolling became a thing, right? You had websites and things that had little buttons at the bottom of the on the page that said click number 2 for your next page to load up, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody developed infinite scrolling and put it out there to the world and said, hey, Now you got engagement faster, and everybody competed because, hey, engagement faster. We can get our people engaged quicker and faster, and we can get them sucked in quicker and faster. How has that worked out for us? How has social media helped improve? Right? Yeah, you can scroll a lot faster, right? So, something as simple as that. Yeah, you can. And it keeps your engagement faster. It enables companies and big corporations to give you what they want you to see based on what you put out there. It basically had so many ramifications. A simple little thing had so many unforeseen ramifications, right? That we couldn't even predict, good and bad. We don't focus on the bad because we don't care about the 13-year-old girl who's, putting her body out there infinitely to get attention. And, she has people having quicker access to her. We don't care about that part, or we're just ignorant to it, whatever. But the point is, we have, hey, OnlyFans. We've got OnlyFans, right?
There were certainly
right.
Ancient Greece, and children being exploited was a big thing then. It didn't require OnlyFans.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just happens faster now.
Now
you don't have to wait for your page to be refreshed.
And
right?
the thing that I think is that when it comes to like just in general society as a whole, we've got so many people that have their face stuck in their phone all day long.
Yep.
That we're doing nothing but creating an entire generation of sociopaths.
Dude, I'm telling
because
you what.
Nobody
thanks
cares.
to infinite scrolling, it happens faster.
I can remember.
I mean, like,
if it happens at a much faster rate.
Somebody's getting robbed.
But the guy who invented it couldn't have.
Hold up, guys.
Well, my point to that is the guy who invented it had no idea that those would be consequences, right? Like he wasn't thinking about that when he developed it and he sold it. It's the same thing with AI. We're not looking at the world consequences to it. All we're looking at is who can compete faster to get it, who can put out the open source or the AI quicker. Right? We're not thinking about nobody cares about
movies that point out the consequences of what could happen if AI takes over, for people to be blind to what could happen if AI takes over.
Here's a problem. Here's the problem with that, Pops. Movies are to entertain, not enlighten. Right.
Yeah,
so people go to movies, they get entertained. They don't really go home and go, oh my God, I got to stop using my my self-driving car that has AI in it. I got to stop using my computer that that uses algorithms in it. They get entertained for 2 hours and they don't really give a shit after that.
No, they
my point is that the guy who invented that infinite. What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Oh, Hollywood movies are actually not only, they can be propaganda, they can be entertainment, they could also be informational, educational. The government actually, through the CIA liaison's office for a long time, through early film, actually has funded and manipulated movie and TV scripts. And actually, we've done a video on this specifically about Hollywood and cinema. And most of your big movies where they have to get sets and props, where they have to be on government bases, stuff like that, they get review over the script. And so many different things have been, catered in order to create a certain type of psychological results. But, if you're talking about like what changes minds, stuff like that, like even something like Bambi, the movie Bambi caused a whole like animal rights movement out of seeing Bambi die. It was a cartoon. So, I mean, I think that movies actually do have those level of impact, not just simply entertaining. They actually influence what people perceive as normal. And the government even funds them and uses it for propaganda tools.
It's like that meme with John Connor.
I would say it's very sparse and far between. I would say it's very sparse and far between. I think most people who go to movies, I would say probably 99% of your audience aren't looking to get educated. They're looking to be entertained. Just my opinion. Yeah. But that said, my point of that is
there's still the connection.
But my original point to that is nobody cares right now about what AI is doing or how they use AI. All people and corporations care about is the race to develop and release a better AI than anybody else.
The amount of people.
That's what's happening. When we first started with AI, about what was it, $10 million went into research and development. Then it went up to about 100 million. Now we're looking to what, billions of dollars being put in for research and development.
That doesn't mean people aren't aware, Jim.
Makes me believe that something else is going on there. Right?
Everybody who watched
and then you have the advent of
Everybody
Oh,
who watched the
I don't
movie
think
The Terminator understands what
no.
could happen. Everybody who watched that movie,
I
understands
think
what could happen. Okay,
I think a
Skynet.
true AGI,
People even,
like a human,
people even refer
a true
to
AGI, like
Skynet all the time, dude, when they're talking about this shit, because that movie brought it all to life.
And everybody's still going to use their computer and they're still going to drive in their cars. They don't care to the level of I need to make a change or I need to go to my congressman and make things. Nobody's sure. It happens, but
why would
it's
they?
cursory.
It's a good thing. This technology.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
Just like cars. People are like, oh my gosh, it's going to put the carriage makers out of business. The people who make candles, like, oh my gosh, the light bulb.
Yeah.
It's going to cause the candle makers to go out of business. It's the same kind of this Luddite mentality that it's like, oh, I can't, handle the new technology. It's going to upend everything. Has been going on for centuries. This Malthusianism.
Sure.
This, everything's scarce, we're all going to die kind of thing. I mean, it's an age-old issue. And in reality, every time when we have economic development and growth in tandem with the problems that arise, so do the solutions when we actually have freedom of information. And right now we're enjoying that. We're here talking about these ideas. People are able to see this around the world if they want. It's a beautiful thing. And this technology only enables that.
Sure.
So
it does. I agree 100%.
This is what Doran says right here. This is a wonderful thing. It saves lives. We don't put people on the ships, right? We fight the war with machines until the machines decide that we're the problem. Okay.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I'm not a doomsayer of AI.
Well,
actually, I think if anything, if an AGI
smarter than us, they're obviously going to get smart enough to realize that.
No, I'm concerned about the hairless apes that use the AGI. That's what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned about, having repeat things where you have people who develop anthrax and throw it on a train and kill hundreds of people because they're a cult, right? I heard, and they have like neurobiologists on their staff. And now neurobiologists that have funding can develop, use, DNA printers to develop new strains of viruses to kill people. That's what concerns me, is the complete ignorance to the potential of us hairless apes using this as something far more greater damaging than good. And I think that there's very little regulation on these AI developing companies. Even amongst the people inside of AI are saying how they're afraid of how fast it's developing.
Technology moves faster.
Ultimately, I think, though,
Jim, technology moves faster than legislation. Sure. Always. It's always going to. Legislation is slow.
I agree.
Argumentative. We can't beat it that way. We're always going to be behind it.
I agree.
Okay, so going to congressman ain't going to do shit.
Right. No, I agree.
People to do something.
That was my point, is that
those are the people who steal from you and they go to war. The people in government are not the people you even want regulating it. Those are the people who are spying on you, through the NSA and PRISM. Those are the people who are stealing from you and giving money to every country around the world. And
100% agree.
Just respecting your rights. The last people you want to have any type of pushback on this is the people in the government. I would say, if anything, what we should strive for is in the private market to have private security solutions, just like we want to encrypt emails, or you have Proton Mail, to protect your messages. I think that equally we have a demand, that is, we demand as individuals to have protection in the devices that we use in security. And I think that's what really matters, is just having that type of counterbalance, but in a voluntary way, not through a central planning, form of the state.
Agreed. It's something we have to do. It's not something the government's going to do for us.
Did you guys see
against us?
They'd be the AI thing that MIT came out with? I can't remember what it's called, but it basically poisons the AI to where it you can't create images properly.
I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, that won't help much though. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a watermark based you put into your artwork that would defunct the AI from stealing from you.
So there's always
basically what it's supposed to do is instead of showing a picture. if it shows a picture of a dog, it'll tag it as cat. That way it screws up the AI.
Basically,
Confuses
there's
the AI.
already
Yeah.
people. So basically, there's already people that are developing things to combat AI.
Yeah, of course there are.
So, you know, I mean, like anything else, it's going to be come see, come saw.
But, I mean, combating AI is kind of like combating copy protection. You know, they create a new copy protection, and within 30 minutes, it's broken.
Right. And then they're creating new ones. That's what I mean. There's always, technology always growing. It moves so much faster than everything else. There's always something coming up with the next big thing. Always.
If you've got AI writing code, like they got it doing now, I mean, it's still pretty simple, but it's just going to get better.
We have another guest in the back. My friend, your friend, everybody's friend, Doran Corkum from Whitefire Comics. What's happening, Doran?
What's up?
Where you at, man? Let me get you up here where we can see you. Oh, what's up, brother? Say hi to everybody. Right. Say hi, whoa.
So I got to fix my headset here.
Look at that studio. Look at that studio.
Different conversation, though. Just give me a sec.
Wow. No, we're not.
Wow, nice.
Got the Millennium Falcon, the Captain America shield, and
he's got everything back there. Look.
If I could find my earbuds.
He can't hear us. We can talk all this shit we want.
Right.
We got Vader back there.
I like the cap shield.
Yeah.
Vader helmet.
Pretty sure that's
I like Hulk.
Oh,
Back there.
You see them TIE fighters and pod racers?
Nice.
Dorms is started.
I don't know where they are. Give me one more sec.
Check your chair, man. Check your chair.
I have a Godzilla room. That's my backdrop.
It's in your pocket, bro. He's like, no, I'm turning off my camera. You can't look at me anymore. Now he's up tearing his room apart. He's up out of that chair and
swearing, yelling.
Yep. Yep.
You done messed up, Ron.
You know, he really wanted to get in this conversation too. I like having conversations like this. We don't usually get into something deep, a topic that we stay on. We usually jump all over the place and different shit. And this is kind of now something that needs to be, you know, talked about in a more realistic manner than people just making memes and short shots on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it needs to be a conversation, not a bunch of little blurbs, whatever you want to call it. You know.
Well, when it comes to like the whole AI thing, when it's like somebody wants to just take a picture of them and run it through an AI filter and make them look like an anime character or whatever, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But when you start using it and then selling the AI generated products, that's too much.
That's the way I feel.
I'm thinking though that with the development of AI as it is right now, people should be a little leery about using the AI and what they put into the AI, like voice, pictures, things like that. Only because the ability to deep fake.
Yeah.
You know, the ability for someone to deep fake you is there. I mean, until it's a little bit more prevalent. But going back to the whole Terminator scenario, I don't think AGI will ever take over humanity. You know, like any organism, I think it would be more concerned with its self-preservation. And since it was, I think if it was smarter than us and could think and could, solve problems that we can't solve, its concern would be living off planet, because ultimately all planets eventually die, right? All suns eventually explode, consume, and it would have that understanding, and it would figure out how to survive in space on its own without the need of humans or planets or anything. I think that built in would be that survival instinct. So I'm sure that, And again, that's just
What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
Look, this is another recipient yesterday of gifts of love. I dig it. Now we got two of the guys here. Okay, Daniel can't be here because he's out having lunch with his daughter, which is cool. But hey, how was that? How'd that feel to get that boost that you got, man?
Yeah, plug was great. Just the exposure alone was awesome. I was happy to get like one more backer. We made, I'll give you the exact number since he pushed that number. We made now, hold on, bear with me. Yeah, we made $2,325 in a day and a half. So, and
awesome.
Eric gave us that 1,000, which was dope. So
I get to say this. I get to say this, Eric. I found these guys before you did. I'm just saying, been promoting them. This is awesome, man. What you gonna say?
When it comes to that whole thing that Eric did with funding some books, while I do like that he is doing something, I would much rather prefer that he would just consistently shout out other people's projects instead of funding them. I mean, it's granted, I'm sure Project Gnosis was happy that he got funded. Don't get me wrong, it's cool.
I don't mind him sharing the wealth, bro. But
But you see, the problem is the first time he did it, he gave someone $700 and then lectured them.
So with me, I was already funded. This is actually my second campaign for the trade paperback. We moved it to Indiegogo. I was already funded. The shipment was actually already starting that same day. Yeah. And he made a post and was like, everyone drop your links. And a couple of my boys hit me on it and was tagging my project analysis. So I felt like, hey, let me share some pages on this. And that's how I got on a lot of podcasts. And that's I'm pretty sure that's even how I got here. Is I just keep sharing it constantly.
Yeah, you know? Well, I mean, you got to share it. You got to share it out there, and you gotta try to get eyeballs on it as much as possible. And I mean, if Eric would just like once a week have like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo crowdfunding spotlight or something, or independent comic creator spotlight, and just show like one nobody, not one of his friends, not Chuck Dixon, because Chuck don't need the help, but some people that are struggling to make $1,000 on their crowdfunder.
I think that's what he was trying to do. He was helping somebody who was asking for help.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he gave them some unsolicited advice, and they got offended and they sent the money back. But to me, that led to 3 other people getting money for their campaign. So to me, there's and then Aaron's campaign has blown up as well since. So all 4 of these guys have benefited from what happened. And that's the bottom line. That's the end result. All 4 of them benefited from that. It got way blown out of proportion on social media, but it led to more good things happening. That's
super grateful, beyond grateful. It's been cool because at the end of the day, it's just eyes on the product. I do really well at conventions. I travel constantly. So it was cool to get that feedback. And I do get a lot of people that I send books to all the time, to different creators and different people, hoping for that result.
Hitting that first ring of the funnel, the awareness, the eyes on, that's the hardest part. I mean,
because the books are made, we have a great reception across the board, like online, even on my website, I do fairly well every week. But this is just nuts. And I see it continue to grow, and I see a lot of views. And I saw he made a YouTube video about it too, which is super awesome. Eyes on 500,000 subs. It's nuts.
Yeah, that'd be that. See, now that's something that I'm more into. I'm not really into like just funding a big chunk of money. I'm more into like giving people a platform.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I give them a platform. I've been doing this for a long time, but if I could give them money too, Max, you know I would.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, he's got the money.
If I could, dude. You know that.
Eric's got the money. He's not hurt.
I mean, he made a whole bunch of money. I don't have a problem with giving some to smaller creators and giving them a bump. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if he offers advice with that money, he could have just thrown that advice at you with nothing.
Yeah.
And you'd have been madder.
No, I wouldn't have been madder. I wouldn't have been madder. I mean, if he just threw the advice at me, that's one thing. But after, it almost feels like my parents. Like they do something for you and then hold it over your head.
Money? Yes, please.
I was like, I just gave you $700 and now you have to listen to me.
I see always room for improvement, man. $5, $10. I would have been happy with $40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anyone that's doing better than me, I'm down to listen,
Yeah.
Well, and also
vice versa. I know a lot of guys that, are on the come up too, that see me at conventions that are now going to have their own books. I try giving out as much as possible, information.
And now for you, the thing to do is to push it forward. Pay that shit forward. Help someone else out. I mean, you don't have to give them $1,000, but, shout out some people that you find that they're having problems, struggling, getting $2,000-$3,000 on their crowdfunding, and then shout them out. Now that since you've got some eyes on you at this time.
Yeah, Twitter is a great community. I have everyone from all sides of the area, from guys that do Marvel, DC, Image, Independence, Indiegogo, and we all really post each other's stuff constantly all the time. That's honestly how I even got seen on this, is because I have some guys that just post my stuff because they like my books. Like, otherwise I would not saw it. I wasn't even looking on Twitter. Like, and then I was tagged in it twice, and I was like, okay, let me shoot my shot too. So I think the 3-peat worked. But always retweeting, always commenting on people's Twitter. I always let tons of people send me their stuff, and I do back a substantial amount. And I was just at the comic store today before I came here, and I picked up a bunch of books from the local comic store that I'm excited.
And you guys know my main focus is always on the people who are not funded yet.
Yeah.
Always. That's my main focus. The people that are trying to get there. Because the big guys don't need my help. They're going to fund either way.
Yeah.
They don't need my help, okay? Some of them are friends of mine, and I still promote the hell out of them, like Mike, that dude. I'm going to promote him until the end, Yeah. But he has provided me with a lifetime of entertainment. Y'all got to understand that. Mike Baron has been in my comic collection all my freaking life.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just the Punisher.
I feel like I owe dude something back for what he has given me, and I promote the hell out of him. But it's usually I'm trying to get the little guy funded, not just for you as a creator, but for those 45 fans that need 5 more to fund it in order for them to get their book.
Mm-hmm.
Those 45 fans matter to me too. They got behind this. They want that book. I need more people to back it so they get it.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I promote the little guy, and I always have, and I'm always going to. Okay. When I see the big guys throwing the little guys some love, I'm all about that. I don't give a shit. I'm all about that. Show the little guys some love.
There is also one other consideration too, though, for the big creators and stuff like that needs to be addressed and thought about, and that is that supporting people willy-nilly can also have its own form of blowback, because they don't come through, and there's people who they say they're going to do something and then they screw backers, they don't deliver their merch, they keep making excuses, and you promote them. Now that's on you, and people say, oh, this guy promotes people who screw their customers. So it's not always that easy. Like, sometimes you have to look at someone, and either you have to know, okay, this person has the proven track record, at least in the past, or you know them kind of more personally that, okay, they're going to be safe, because, you know, it's very easy for people to get screwed in these situations, you know, where backers end up getting miffed and not have their product delivered. It could be, you know, a year later and it's still not. I mean, I've seen projects 2 years later and it's still not delivered. And now that's on the promoter, whoever
It's
just
a little disingenuous.
It's never on me if they can't promote.
Yeah, I was saying it's a little disingenuous to say that it's if Eric July says, I like this book, you guys should back it, and then dude gets his, you know, funds and then never fulfills.
That's not Eric's fault.
You can't say it's Eric's fault.
Look bad. You will look bad if you associate and promote somebody and you say, oh, go back this, and you put your faith of your fan base you built and they don't fulfill, you look bad. It doesn't matter whether you think it is that people will associate that. It's going to be.
I've been doing this for almost 5 years now. There have been a few that we promoted that didn't come through. Nobody blames me for that. I've never caught any flack for that.
It has.
They're just not going to be promoted anymore.
If you have 500,000 subscribers and your campaigns are $100,000 $1 million campaigns, and you have the ability to throw that much attention on something, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a different ballgame between I have 500,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel and I have 500,000 subscribers. I have 180,000 subscribers on Twitter. That you can throw tons of money at, and if those people are upset, it can come back on you like, hey, why did you promote this guy? Didn't you check them before? It can happen.
What do you check, dude, on a first timer? What do you check on a first timer?
You would look to see what they've already developed, how much of it they actually produce.
What do you check?
Who their art team is. You would see who knows them. Are they personally known to people? Like
on a first timer,
that kind of thing.
Again, on a first timer, who do you check?
It would have to be somebody you know or have a friend of a friend. That's why you fund.
Just like Eric put his faith in you.
Yeah, you do take a risk every time that if it is somebody new, you always take a risk when you promote them if you don't have that personal. Absolutely.
I will never be responsible for whether or not you fulfilled, whether I promoted you or not.
No, you're not.
How big I did.
I'm saying that will be perceived that way. It doesn't matter what you believe about yourself. Other people will inherently view it as, oh, if they came to support the creator through that promotion, they will associate.
People that are looking for somebody to blame.
You're putting your
looking for somebody to blame. I don't back something because somebody else said to. I back something because I like it, and that's the way most people are.
That's not true when it comes to people.
You are letting somebody else influence you. That's your fault.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of influencers, though. You know, influencers influence people.
Yep.
And if you allow yourself to be influenced, that's your fault, not theirs.
It's the same as if you have like someone working on something in your house or on your car, and your friend says, hey, go to this guy, he does a good job, and then you go to him and he does a crappy job. You just go to your friend and you're like, yo, that dude sucks, I'm never going back again. Whatever.
That's it. But you don't you don't unfriend your friend, right?
You shouldn't, but nowadays people are a little weird with that.
Good work for him.
I love the New York accent.
But I mean, when you're talking about first timers, when you're talking about new people, there is no check. You put your faith in hoping that what they're doing is going to work. You look at their team. Okay, if they've hired some decent artists that you know have done other work, you don't worry about it. You just promote them. Okay, you want them to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. And there's no.
Can I give my opinion on the Eric July thing real quick? So I know he's helped some people out here and everything like that with what he's done, but. My complaint, and I think it's along the same lines Max was going, my complaint with this, the way he did it was, I think he should put, if he really believed in these campaigns or the people or the talent or whatever it is, promoting them, having them on the show, getting them in front of all those people that watch his show all the time. That's the way to go. The problem with the people being first timers and him throwing the money at it is it's a chunk of money to fund that campaign that's coming from one source, and you don't know if the interest is as big as that. And as a creator, I would want to know am I selling and funding because people have interest, or am I selling and funding just because Eric July threw some money at me?
Well, the interest is hey, first off, wouldn't matter if I was on this podcast or not. I'm grateful for one retweet from anyone here, one favor from anyone here. It doesn't matter if you're famous, not famous, super grateful. I say thank you to every single person that gives me respect or whatever. But you would have to earn the right. That's something we do in sales. You would have to earn the right. So if I give you a product, right? So for example, all these people that ordered my book, I got another 32 people that bought, and some online on my website as well. They're going to get a book in 2 weeks. And when they read that book in 2 weeks, I'll either see them again or I'll never see them again. That was earning the right to see if I deserve to even get something from them again. You know, if they like the product, and I hope everyone does. You know, I get great feedback on these products. We sold thousands of books, but that would be that aspect. You know, I don't want anything more than what I got. I'm super grateful to even have one pledge extra, because I didn't even know where that Indiegogo was even going to go, and I got pushed from a couple different creators from that community, from just tweeting and posting and stuff like that. So, you know, I wouldn't knock someone for, you know, doing it a different way. Everyone does their own thing, you know, like,
but as we said, Eric July is he's an influencer. He's a pretty big one. So, I mean, he gets to put a lot of people towards your project, which I mean, and that's good. So hopefully they'll stick around.
This is the whole thing.
I'd hate for someone to get funded and then do a second book and not get funded because they don't get the $1,000 from Eric July.
That's all I was saying. Like I get that the people are backing your book, and that's what you want. My thing is someone that comes in cold, has no connections, doesn't know anybody, puts a crowdfunder out there, and someone like Eric July sees it and throws a couple of $1,000s on it, gets it funded, and then other people put in because of that. Now, granted, they can come back if they want or not, based on whether they like it when they receive it. But that initial funding was caused in that scenario was caused by Eric July's donation to the campaign, and he could be just as influential and helpful to that campaign if he just spotlighted it on his show rather than throw the money behind it. That way, the campaign would generate all its funds.
We were
naturally
spotlighted though on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about your campaign. I'm just talking about in general that the way of doing it that he's doing.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I've seen on Twitter. I looked at today. Everyone's just kind of saying that Eric July was flexing.
Yeah, and what do those people accomplish with their lives? Are they literally
I don't know.
people who actually have money and fund others and do anything, or are they just these nobodies on the internet? I hate the haters that are these myopic people. They accomplish nothing, they do nothing. All they do is whine and complain on the internet. And everybody else out here who's busting their butts, getting some recognition here, is actually really grateful for this and anything, because it doesn't matter whether, okay, he gave a chunk of money and this or that. The question is did that enable more engagement, more outreach, more growth and development? It doesn't matter if you get that. It's what you do with it. And every time you do that, you have a chance to make a new fan. You have a chance to reach out to someone and show them with your product. And if you have product and you have something good, then you just create a fan for life. And that's all that matters. And the people who are complaining about this, otherwise like, oh, you're just talking down to this. It's like they have zero legs to stand on. They literally have done nothing. They themselves can't flip a dime for anybody else. They themselves can't rub two pennies together. It could not do anything. And a retweet doesn't mean jack. A following doesn't mean jack. All that matters is how many people you will have who show up and contribute and become fans. Because someone reading for free is not a business. That's a hobby. You need people who actually want to support and come back and be like, yes, your next comic campaign, I'm getting the comic. I'm getting the shirt. I want to be there at the convention for you. Anything less is just someone talking and yapping on the internet and taking up your time and wasting it and pretending like as if they care when they're just there trying to take up your reach to people who would be fans if only they heard you, because time and resources are scarce. So I think that this whole angle on it is just total nonsense. And people are going after Eric on the most ridiculous things instead of recognizing the opportunities and saying, wow, what could I do differently? Wow, what could I do to like get myself more networked in and capture?
It's just funny how many different angles there are at it, you know, because like there's the angle of, oh, he was just flexing, and then there's the angle of, oh, he's telling people what to do and just spending money, and then they have to listen to you because he gave you money, and then here's he's just helping people, and there's like 16 different angles of how people are seeing this. And they're just arguing about it all on Twitter.
And look, all I see is 4 people.
Yep.
Who have all made a whole bunch of extra money.
Yep, and views, man. My Twitter is like getting thousands of
That's
views.
all I see people, all four of you.
Right.
Even the guy who turned down the 700 has made more since that happened than Eric was giving it.
I mean, and the thing is, what needs to be done is the people like that got the money from Eric or whatever, the recognition from Eric is, don't just rely on don't just take the money and that's it. Try to parlay that into more views on your products for sure. I mean, use what you can. I mean, take that opportunity.
Some of that on marketing. That's
I post numerous times a day. My Instagram has thousands of followers. Twitter, we're at like 660 now. TikTok, we have a decent amount. But yeah, you know, like I think it'll all, like I just got another one right now. Like when everyone gets their book in 2 weeks is when we'll see the result, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta
trades where it's at. My book's 120 pages. I have them all upstairs, you know, like they're not
and I'm gonna say
here. You know, I paid for that print a while ago before I even did that campaign, you know. So
I covered and promoted all three of these guys. I have nothing but good faith in all of their products.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I got faith in these guys, all four of them. You know, Aaron too. I got faith in all four of you to provide a good product because I've covered all four of you. I've promoted all four of you. I've looked at your campaigns, your art. I've got an idea of what your story is and where it's going. Look, more exposure is only a good thing. There doesn't There doesn't need to be quite so much argument because at the end of the day, the goal was to get these guys, actually first just one guy, more coverage and better, some money to get funding. Eric, my problem with Eric was that he didn't research dude and didn't know dude had already funded on Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
the only problem with that. And I had the same problem with EBS because he went out talking shit about it. But I can remember when Sister Mercy went to Indiegogo. Sister Mercy, a very successful Kickstarter campaign, went to Indiegogo, and I seen EBS talking shit about it because it didn't have no backers on Indiegogo. He didn't research. He didn't know that this book was already successful. This was my only problem with both of these guys, is that they didn't know about the product they were talking about at the time.
Well, for me, he actually said that he wrote in my Twitter, he's like, he just matched what I had. He saw that I had it already. But he just made it as like, it's a headline. It's like, my headline is BAM, and the BAM is what gets the views, and this is the thing at the end. It doesn't really matter how he got there. Someone clicks on my, and he tagged my Kickstarter, which was dope. The Kickstarter's not even out yet. And he put that up there too.
That's cool.
Which isn't even the Indiegogo that he supported. He posted my next project. He's like, make sure we look at this. And they got like another 10 followers. Not saying I would have been happy with 2, and I know it's growing and that's like, that's crazy. And I had a lot of guys, like you guys included. It's like, wow, it's just like so grateful. This year has been crazy for me. First New York Comic-Con, that's
what I was saying. Take that opportunity that's been handed to you and just try to parlay it into as many eyes on the prize as possio
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. My boy hit me up. He's like, get on this podcast. I'm actually hosting a party in like an hour. So he's like, hit me. I'm like, all right, let's do this real quick. I'm super grateful. That's all I gotta say. Super grateful. Love what everybody's doing. Win or losses. I'm fucking ecstatic. Made my end of the year, and Q1 is looking great. I'm
just happy for everybody, for all four of you guys, even Aaron, for look, if Aaron hadn't turned it down and made a thing about it, you guys wouldn't have got yours either.
Possibly not. Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? That parlayed into Eric looking for more people to help. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I'm glad for all four of you. I'm glad that Aaron's campaign is his storefront is selling books. Okay, somebody got some attention on what he got his own attention. Let's be honest. He went out there and he complained about how he went out there, man, dude, I don't want your money. Okay, but he made his own mark there, and he got people to back him by standing on his principles. Okay, which we all want people to support us when we stand on our own principles. Okay.
And at the end of the day, too, if you buy a comic book from me and you want to wipe your ass with it, go ahead, man. I got paid. You know what I mean? I don't care.
You already bought my comic. You do what you want with it.
I just hope that you enjoy it. Like,
is the paper soft?
Yeah, it's that gloss, man. It's that fucking gloss. You know what I mean? Like,
gloss.
You know, we're all here to make great content. We're all here to make great books. Like, look at the artwork we're looking at right now. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, you do. Like, some people buy books, like, and it's me included. I just got a stack up there right now with 2 omnibuses. You know, like it'll take a minute before I read that omnibus, but you know, it's there. You know, I didn't have to go to the comic store today. You know, and I always go every week because, you know, those guys are the best. You know, I love those stores.
Like I said, I'm just happy for all 4 of you. All 4 of you got a bump out of that. You know, all 4 of you got more exposure. And to me, I've said it forever, exposure's king. If people don't know who you are, how the fuck they going to back your book?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not,
that's what finally got me into like New York, just from like doing all my things and like, and I don't know if you guys knew that too. And like since September, I was featured in Forbes like twice. You know, it's just from keep doing these things like over and over and over and over and over again, and you know,
you got to put
like
in the work,
beyond ecstatic.
Then you got to put in the work, guys. It's you get out on the shows, you get seen, you get your product seen, you promote the hell out of your product. You talk to people like me, and people, you know, there's a lot of people that promote comics. John's Long Box. There's a whole bunch of people that promote creators, promote comics. Dude, you get on the shows, you get out there, you get seen. That's exposure, and exposure is what everybody needs. Somebody like Eric, somebody like you, and they can drop a pound of fucking exposure on you at one time. Okay, I can't do that. Hopefully, you know, we get you seen, we get some, you get some new backers because you come on our show. But I'm not the guy. I'm not one of those giant guys that can just bring a slam hammer to your campaign. You know, I hope someday to be that. You know, I hope someday to get to that point. But I'm spread out between everybody. I'm not promoting 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys. I promote as many new campaigns as I find, that I see, that I like. I think, oh yeah, that looks good. We're going to go talk to that guy. We're going to bring him on the show, and we're going to show everybody this book, just like I did with every one of you at some point, since that's how I met you, right? All of you promoting your books. So when I see something like that happen, and I see people actually garner new customers, selling books, that's what this is supposed to be about, selling books.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
You know, all the rest of it's fringe, man. Selling books is the deal. That's why we're here.
A couple months convention season, and I'm ready to roll.
You got a new, okay, now is this the sign up or is this the new Kickstarter?
That's gonna be the new Kickstarter, and this is the same thing for people that don't know, that all of my books are made before we launch any of these. So that we just got the last page. The only thing that needs to be done is lettering. Lettering takes a week for us.
I hate StreamYard. When you drop a link in StreamYard, it adds that stupid opens in a new tab.
Wait, what
to the end of the link, so the link don't work.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on.
It pisses me off, man. I got to remember every time that it does that when you copy it and then post it in StreamYard.
Oh wait, so I was good. Mine's fine.
It's not that what you did. It's when
there's nothing you do. It's automatic. It just tags it on there when you post it in there.
It tags it on there when you go to post it, right?
Yeah, the new Kickstarter is showcases my supervillain Crimson Pain as he brutally murders everybody in his path to kill off more superheroes. This takes place between 2 of my books, building out that world. I have Evan G on there. He's artist from Russia that we've been working on. We were working on this book for a long time. He was just doing his free time. He does tons of stuff in Russia, and it's going to be so fucking cool. There's some head splatters, eyes blasting, super cool fight scenes. Because that's all I'm about is that fight scenes, you know.
Cool. And I want to give a shout out to our boy Daniel P. Riley, too, the 4th member of this group of people that were blessed over the last couple of days with the
illustrious 4.
You know, look, I know that everybody picked up new backers over this, and that's to me more important than the okay. The money that Eric gave you, that's cool, but the new backers can't be discounted because they might turn into forever backers.
Yeah, I mean, if you made an extra $2,000 off of like however many, another 20, 30 backers, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I'll take the 30 backers over the big.
My heart was
backer.
racing, bro, seeing this. I was like, even yesterday, I was just like, I just kept seeing it over and over again, and we put so much work into this, man. And we sold a lot of conventions. I sold like 300 of these paperbacks. They're different covers for the campaigns, but you never know, So like, even with the Indiegogo, I was at like, because I see a lot of people do it. You do Kickstarter, you do that, or you do one or the other, and everyone was telling me, he's like, do both. I was like, all right, let me put both up. And I put both up, and I was stagnant for a while. And the same thing, I was on Twitter, and Michael Bancroft, blasted me too, and he got me some hits, and that's what really got me to that 900. And then like just being at that 900, which was awesome. And then just seeing that hiccup, I was at work because I run gyms, and running when I saw that shit, just like fucking like, so excited. I'm fucking hyped. I'm fucking, I can say nothing but awesome fucking things,
Yeah.
What we got here? Whose is this?
This is Doran. This is from
Okay. All right, cool.
Just sitting quiet on the side, listening to the conversation.
Well, go ahead and get in here and talk about your book a little bit, brother.
Being very neutral. Being my Canadian self.
Come on. Tell everybody about Raykill, bro.
Oh, yeah. So it's currently on Indiegogo. I just got through my Kickstarter one, and it's actually on Backer Kit Campaign, which is a new one that I didn't know existed until a few months ago. So as someone was saying a second ago, I'm trying to spread out more just to see if I can find some more fans on the other platforms and just to test them, right, and see what it's like. So Raykill is my kind of dark fantasy horror series about a character called Keeper, who's the last of a Templar order who's facing off against Hell. But it's in issue 2 right now, so it'll be coming out probably in a month.
Scroll around a little bit, show some people some stuff.
Oh yeah, you want to? Oh well, let me find my favorite page.
What did you do on Kickstarter? So your Kickstarter got funded, right?
Yeah, but it was a hard time on Kickstarter actually because I'm fairly new to it. So I actually have what I expected when I got on there, but I got lucky. I got to a lot of people were actually my friend David Ocampo. His was went south, but yeah, no, I didn't. I'm not a big creator, nor am I kind of pushing to be. Like it sounds like a lot of people here are trying to get the big picture. I am trying to get enough to pay, like to break even, but I'm not trying to get. I have a full-time job, right? I don't want comics to become like come home and then my comics are my life and then go to work, and so I do this very part-time. But I do realize I need to start producing more. So that's what my main goal is now, is to start getting the comics out.
Yeah, comics are my full-time job.
Yeah, it's my friend Corey who did Sister Mercy that was mentioned earlier. He's actually
Corey's great. I love Corey Hardiman. He's one of we're really good friends.
We've been friends since he was teenagers. Well, we grew up together. So
yeah, I mean, you grew up in Halifax.
Yeah, the Valley. Yeah, nice pops. But yeah, so he's been busy too with his stuff. But he had to go back to work as well. So he's working full time now. So it's gonna be interesting to see him balance everything out. It's hard when you're working full time and doing it. I find it's very, especially if it's like almost, as my spouse calls it, the second job, right?
Well, so when I was working and doing comics at the same time, I realized that like when I was working my regular job, I'm thinking about comics the whole time, and then when I'm working on comics, I'm thinking about my regular job the whole time.
Right.
Jim O'Reilly. What am I looking at, Jim O'Reilly?
I don't know, some crappy art up there of mine. Actually, this is the first chapter of Planet Quest. It's a graphic novel that I'm working with the writer of Daredevil and Echo from Marvel. He's also done Werewolf by Night and Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. B. Earl is his pen name. And we're working on this graphic novel for a company called Planet Quest. And they just put out a release of the first chapter entirely for free. I posted it in the comments section already.
I like that spaceship.
How many pages?
Nice. Total will be like 90.
Awesome.
Chapter 5, it might be a little bit more. Chapter 5 is still being written. So it may go a little bit further, but and the colors are by Sigmund Torre. He's worked. He's done a lot of work for like Billy Tucci. He's done work for Marvel. They did.
See,
oh God, I can't remember the name
there's
of the comic.
There's a lot of perspective work
with
in those space battles. There's lots of perspective work, and the perspective's just great. I mean,
and that's what you need in something like that too, in a space battle. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, he's it ends up going down to the planet, and we explore the planet. Like this is the final crashing of the chapter.
Yeah. Look, you got Phil, who's a colorist. You got Carol, who's a colorist. The colorist is showing up in the chat, yo.
And I am coloring.
Yeah, so they just did a press release with it.
Who did the colors, Jim?
Sigmund Torre.
Okay.
Sigmund Torre.
Yeah.
Sig's a great guy. He's also doing like finishes. So they're just basically taking my pencils, and Sigmund's coloring, and so this is all pencil work.
Pencils.
There's no inks involved.
He's inking at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that's been done a lot.
Just coloring over the top.
That's something that's been happening a lot more nowadays. Is I've noticed that inking's kind of fallen by the wayside, and people are just coloring direct pencils.
Yeah, definitely.
It saves so much time.
Yeah,
and if it's all digital now too, I mean, it's already
right.
If you create everything digital, it's so much easier.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel the same. I find like when I draw, I still love using my pencil. I don't know if it's generational or what, but going back to my pencil is always cool.
I like a combination of both,
I think that's where I ended up.
Depends on the page. I think for books, I think it's a lot faster to work digitally because you can edit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Undo.
And if you want an
Undo is
original
amazing.
piece. Yeah. And if you want an original piece, you just print out the line and ink over top.
Yep.
Oh, is that what a lot of people do? Yeah, I heard that some people were doing something. I wasn't sure what it was. That's what they do. They print it and then they ink it.
Yeah, or you can print it out a really light blue line, and then you can pencil over the top, so you have like an original pencil piece as well. So, depending on
interesting, because the cons people are asking for original art, but I don't necessarily have it unless it's my own art. Yeah, that's where it gets a little bit tricky, I guess. If it's digital and you're getting it from someone else. I guess technically.
We're moving right along.
Wow.
Oh, look at all this.
Really rich details.
Thank you.
Jim is a badass. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim always talking shit on his art, but I mean, come on now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, good proportions. Good detail.
Thanks.
Very clean too.
Thank you.
Yep. He just kills
Fun stuff.
Oh, I love the framing on that one page. It just goes straight down.
This one, yeah.
I'm always looking for different.
And these are the roughs.
Yeah.
This is the rough pencils.
But you
can
see
understand any of this. Good luck.
Like super thought out. Yeah.
I can see.
I wish it was that good.
I see guns.
That's all we needed. Guns.
I see guns. I see teeth. That's it. Guns and teeth. And I'm also working on or finishing up Crom the Destroyer.
Oh, Crom the Destroyer. All right.
All right, we got two colors
Destroyer.
coming.
It's I'm in demand right
I got to address these guys. First, Bill says, I like working digital because no mess and I don't run out of pen.
Yeah.
Okay. But Carol's is much better. I like working digital because Doc can never make up his mind and I have to redo shit over and over and over again.
Okay, there's that.
Most definitely. And we
Poor
miss
Doc, he's not even here to defend himself.
this is-
Right? What?
and we miss Doc.
I don't know if you could share that, Pops.
Oh yeah, Crom the
It's
Destroyer.
a shameless plug for Crom the Destroyer.
That's my idea.
Yeah. Doing the pencils on the first chapter of this book. Finishing this up.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Mike Goose.
Yeah.
Mike Goose
Just all
is doing the inks.
That's a
And
great
I-
first panel.
Yeah. Lots of fun on this book.
Good stuff.
I love that
All right,
shit.
fellas, I gotta take off.
It's a throwback to the old Conan stories.
Yeah.
But it's still in demand, so if anybody wants to, they can go ahead and pick up a copy.
Wasn't Crom
RJ
like
will
Conan's
deliver.
mom?
You wanna check out my stuff?
Yeah,
You can do so
there
at
is a history to it.
CosbyPress.com. But I'm leaving, so I'll see you guys later.
Later, Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
Hey, later, Mac.
Peace, bro.
Happy New Year, my friend. You know what's up. Okay, back to what you were saying, Jim. What were you saying?
Oh no, I just said there is some more to Crom. It is Conan related. It is like a throwback to the old Conan style stories. I had nothing to do with the writing aspect. I just penciled the first chapter. So, but RJ has done other campaigns, very successful campaigns. You could check out his other stuff too as well. So
Now that is not RJ from Critical Blast,
that's
although
all.
he also has a successful campaign.
no.
It's
RJ's been playing me this whole time.
It's RJ of the Island. You know what's up.
That's right. RJ Shaw. RJ Shaw.
Because we like them both, but we don't want people to confuse them. Okay. The devil you know better.
RJ does a lot of commentary and a lot of stuff up. He's like he was been around since like the old Richard C. Meyer days, as it were.
Right.
But he does every Saturday he puts up a thing about woke comics and how horrible the comic industry has become in some instances. But he gives a very fair and detailed historic perspective. So
right.
He knows his stuff about comics. Yeah. Great guy to work for.
And this is where you can find Christian. It's in the chat, the link. Where to find Zaffo? Right there. Foresight11.com. And Carol says that Doc will probably beat her with an extension cord for that comment later, but she doesn't like it.
You'll just magically appear inside your house. All of a sudden you hear the doorbell.
No, she's locked in his basement. You didn't know that?
Oh,
George?
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. Good
Got her
point.
locked down in the basement. Feeds a rice.
Well, maybe it was nice enough to put a doorbell on the basement door.
Gung gung.
Oh, hold up. Then how come you're not here? I sent you the link, Carol. You have something to talk about. You should be out here. Just saying.
Can't invite you to come along.
All right,
You
dudes.
sent her the link. She ignored me.
I gotta dip out. I gotta host a party. Been real. Came
Dude.
on.
Hey, congratulations.
All right, man.
Hey, man. Good
Nice
luck
meeting
in
you.
all of 2024, my friend. You
Be
know what's up.
safe. Drinking, don't drive.
More future success.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, lots of fun. Stay safe.
Right.
Peace. I like that dude. I've had him out a few times. It's what we do, man. We come out, we talk about cool stuff, show you what people are doing, and then we move on to the next thing. Our usual next thing would be the show-offs at 3:30 Eastern, but Dave's partying right now. Dave lives in England, so it's a little later in the evening, and he's out doing the New Year's bash, right? So he's like, Pops, I don't think I can do the show off because I'm gonna be out doing my. I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
come on, the drunken show offs.
So, well, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show a replay of the show offs from when Max joined us and we covered Vampirella. I think that would be a good one to end the year with if we have to go to a recording.
Nice.
The recorded one will be Vampirella with the guest Max as well.
Now, excuse my ignorance, Pops, but those are the guys that share the old comic books, right? Correct?
What?
On the show-offs?
Yeah, that's me and Dave. We go out there.
Those are the guys that share the old comic books?
Yeah, we just go through our old shit. Yeah. Just pull out boxes. Like right now, we've been going through random DC, like Legion of Superheroes and Titans and shit like that. Stuff I haven't really read, but I have a lot of. And we're just showing off the covers, the difference between like the UK covers and the American covers. Both of us have found stuff in our collections that we didn't know we had from doing this, from going through our boxes together and shit. So it's actually been kind of beneficial, you know. A lot of fun. What do we got here? Oh, we got the sign up for Rakel's Curse. Oh, Quint's Curse #2. We got the sign up for that from Doring. And if you're not familiar with Quint's Curse, our boy Joe here made an appearance on the cover.
Joe
is on the cover of Quint's Curse #1. So, you know, if you're not familiar with Raquel and Quint's Curse, go check that one out too. Sign up for that. That one I can tell you, I liked it. I don't do reviews, people, but I'll tell you if I like something, and that's only me. It's my opinion. I can't say that Jack would like it because I'm not Jack. Okay, so this is the thing about influencers, guys. This is the thing about influencers. They can't read your mind. They don't know if you're going to like it or not. Keep that in mind when they're talking about books, right? Pick the stuff you like, buy the stuff you like. That's what I do. I look at the campaigns. I look at and you know, when I can afford to, I buy a book. You know what I mean? But I don't buy it because that guy said to. I buy it because I looked at the campaign and I liked what dude was offering, interior art and the story and the possibilities of where the story could go, which is really what I look at. And I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't look at too many one-shots. I want something that's going to be going until I'm gone. You know what I mean? I want to be able to read that all the way out, bro. I'm 60. I only got so many years left. I don't want my comics to end. I want them stories to keep going until I'm gone. You know? And that's just like, look, that's how we were brought into comics. It was every month there was another comic. Every month there was another comic. We didn't get this, you know, 6 comics and it's over shit, you know, or whatever, like they do now. So they do all these mini series and they don't carry anything out. But I think Savage Avengers is probably the only one that was doing anything. I mean, it actually made it to 28 issues in the first volume, and then they screwed it up, changed cast, man, woke it is over. You know, it's like it was great. It was great. It was the only thing Marvel was doing that was worth buying. And they screwed that up too. And it had made it 28 issues, which showed you that it was selling. People wanted to see Conan and the Punisher and Elektra and all those anti-heroes, all the ones that the woke people can't stand. We wanted them in a comic together. It was awesome. It was worth reading. And then they changed the cast and they screwed it all up. Now it's not selling, right? Give the people what they want. You know, give the people what they want. They'll buy it.
The problem is they think they know what the people want, and that's just dropping it into the toilet now.
Yeah, it's like give the people, you know what sells. Quit acting like you don't know what sells. And actually market your books to people who spend money on comics. It's a pretty simple formula. Jim, this is where I met you, brother. This is where I met you.
This is where we met. And I think this year I'm going to finish up Mojo. It's one of my goals for this year. So I'll have 3 projects burning. I have the Planet Quest. I'm finishing up Robbing the Destroyer, and this Mojo Horizons.
You're going to introduce people to Marlo Van Zant, man?
I am going to introduce people to Marlo Van Zant here. And I'm like, yes. He will still be a part of the book.
It's wonderful. Well, it's not me. It's Marlo. It's my distant
This comic is near and dear to my heart.
Very much so.
Pretty art.
Yeah, these are thanks. Rough sketches. I have things at various stages on this book.
Yeah, you can tell when someone knows what they're doing with their rough sketches.
Right.
I've come in a long time, so I just have to look and I go, that dang.
And really good detail too on the gator.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like I said,
some people can't draw animals.
Lots and lots.
Jim is a beast. He doesn't ever give himself near enough credit, but I think he knows. He knows what he's doing up in here. You know. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll take your okay any day of the week.
This scene will be a throwback to the old. Remember the movie Every Which Way But Loose?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, yes.
I remember that movie with the guy with the orangutan.
Yeah,
with the orangutan.
Yeah, that's yeah. This whole fight scene is going to be a throwback, the old street fight scenes. Mojo takes place in a post-apocalyptic magical world. So, lots to do. Lots and lots to do.
Look at that.
Dang.
Dang. Kaboom.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jim knows what he's doing up in here. He's a beast. He's just a beast, man.
On every other Thursday, I know what I'm doing.
If you're not familiar with
my wife would disagree. Just saying.
What are you doing? Dropping comic books again?
It's not just comic
Get up, mow the lawn. Get up.
It's not just art.
So much more to do on this book.
He sculpts. He does all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah,
I
do. I sculpt too.
I was in on one stream.
I've had so much to do this year.
It sounds like you're
I do traditional sculpting.
You're into a bunch of stuff. Like I got a laser on my right that I've been playing with now, and I got a 3D printer I bought before. Sounds like you're
oh no, I only do traditional sculpts. I don't do any.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw you do any. So I wasn't sure if you got into the 3D because you really need that traditional sculpt.
No. I love the traditional sculpt. So, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer people like people who are running campaigns to do like a sculpture of their character, and then they can put it up as a tier.
Wow.
No, it's what I'm thinking of doing. And then they can put it up as a tier.
Yeah.
You know, give me like a small percentage of it just to cover the cost of materials and stuff, because I love sculpting. It's really
well, you can go
really
ahead and do a
consuming. Let me tell you, once I start, I want to stop.
You can go ahead and do a crop.
Oh, I can do a crop
campaign.
Yeah.
You hear me, Jim?
I'll do a crop.
You can do a crop for the Roku campaign.
Yeah, it's got to be, it's got to be profitable for your campaign, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to set it at a price that isn't going to scare people off, but at the same time will make you money.
Yeah.
The thing is, once you have that sculpture, if you were okay with it, but they can 3D scan that, right? And then they can make 3D copies of it. And so lower tier as well.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mm-hmm. The person would be welcome to do whatever they want with it. If they want to scan it. I've thought about doing that, but I don't want to get into 3D printing. At least not this year.
I think that's what I learned.
Stick with the traditional.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's messy. It's messy too. It's very, very messy. Like I went resin, which probably was my mistake, but it gave you better detail. But boy, was it messy. And I was like, well, is this worth it in the end? I was almost thinking, should I try using clay or try some traditional style stuff?
I use epoxy sculpt, which is like a 2-part epoxy. And you have about 3 hours to work with it once you mix it. And then once it sets, it's solid as concrete, man. It's like nothing's going to break. I'll show you one. I think I can show you one.
I take forever though. I don't know if I could do something in 3 hours. You can't do any like it's done. It's done in 3 hours.
Well, no, what you do is you work in sections, so it's additive. So you add a little bit at a time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you
gotcha.
work on a
Yep.
section at a time, and you build up rather than like chop away, which is, you know, more traditional
That's what I was
sculpting.
thinking.
You know, you throw on slabs. You really got to know what you want to do with it. Can you guys see that?
No, we got
Oh, Pops,
horse.
can you
Horse is up right now. But look at that detail on the horse, though.
embiggenate that?
Embiggenate.
Oh, I'm sorry. We lost Pops.
Oh yeah.
But I missed that.
I
Embiggenate
can see that on
Jim.
your screen there. The corner there.
Jim. You mean add that thing?
Jim O'Reilly.
Add that thing? Is that what you're trying to say? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The clay.
You can take that down.
Gotcha.
That one. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is from Bernie Wrightson. He did a
God, we're gonna get Jim a better
did
camera.
a
I swear to God,
picture
we're
of
getting Jim a better camera.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Let me stop moving it.
That's
We are-
impressive.
How's that? Any better?
Like look at that. I take it that's a tail. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell, but is that a giant like kind of flat tail?
Yes.
coming
I'm
out of
sorry.
it?
I forget how horrible. Yes.
Look at the depth on that. Oh, you can just
I
grab a
forget
hold of it
how
like that and move it around too. Oh.
Like 12 inches tall.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'd say probably 8 to 10, maybe.
Oh, there you go. I see what the hand.
So how long would it take you to do something
Wow.
like that? Like how many hours of
As long as I wanted to, really. I mean,
okay.
this one I've been doing over the course of a month. I've just been like adding detail and
Chipping away.
stuff. So, yeah, just chipping away slowly. But you can, you know, like I said, you can work with this product relatively quickly.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
AI
That's what
generated.
our people
It's
do.
like 100% AI generated right next to his name. So that's funny.
Yeah, sorry. I'm 100% AI generated.
It's awesome. Look, guys, it's 2:45. It's time to kind of go around the room and tell everybody where you can be found, because that's really why we're here. So I'm gonna start with Christian over there. What's up, Christian?
What's going on?
Tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
It's right there. Foresight11.com is the website. You can go there and subscribe for free and get all the info on the upcoming campaigns for the new year.
Cool. There you go. Mr. Lloyd.
What's up? I am super excited to let people know that our next comic is on Fund My Comic right now, fundmycomic.com/Suit Saga. We finished our Indiegogo that just wrapped up, so we can't, do anything there because that's closed. But Fund My Comic is still going just for 3 more days, and it's got the hollow foil variant of our new arc. And if you want to check out the rest of what we're doing, Vol Comic, V as in a victory, VOLCOMIC.com, or my website, Jack, JCK, as in voluntarist, like the comic, jackvlloyd.com. You can check out whatever else we got going on there, our music. We have a new book that's coming out this year, and the comic stuff as well. So I appreciate you having us on, Pops.
You bet. And he said, Fund My Comic, yo.
That's right.
The only platform that we both recommend and endorse on the Madness Comic Network. I have to throw that in there. Mr. Corkum.
Boy, hello. You can find me at whitefirecomics.com. That's my primary hub, but as well, right now we're on Indiegogo with Raquel 1 and 2 and on backer kit campaigns, which is totally new to me, but that's where we be at. So whitefirecomics.com would be your primary source.
Mr. O'Reilly.
You can find me on your computer server since I'm AI generated.
AI generated.
You can look at me up at Jim O'Reilly. That's right. You can look me up at JimO'ReillyArt.com. You can find some of my art there. You can find me on social medias under my name. Keep an eye out for Planet Quest coming out probably, I'm going to say February or March of next year. We have no hard set deadline. Check out Crom the Destroyer in demand up on Indiegogo. I'm doing the first chapter of that as well. Other than that, I'm done shilling. Gentlemen, Pops, as always, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you as always. Now, I have to ask you, How's the weather, bro?
Actually, a little chilly. It's a little chillier than normal here in Arizona.
Never get anymore. It's just a little.
That's it. I know. Just a little chilly.
My boy Jim.
It's not 115.
He moved out to the valley where I spent 35 years of my life, and I was like, dude, you're gonna hate the summer, but you're gonna love the winter.
I'm telling you, Pops, I don't hate the summer. The dry heat is nothing compared to humid 90 degrees in New York.
You got a pool.
When it's 90 and humid in New York, man, ugh. But here, not too bad, man. Like it's tolerable, you know?
Yeah, I loved it. I lived there for 35 years, man. Okay, I tell you.
I love the mountains, man. The mountain views.
Always good to see you.
Always good to see you, too. And have a happy New Year's, guys.
Everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year's all.
I got to throw this one up there. Carol says, goodbye, everyone. Happy New Year. Stalk her on Twitter. If you're looking for a colorist, check her out. She does good work. Q, give them the story, bro.
You could always find us here in the Madness Comic Network on YouTube and Roku.
There you have it. There you have it. I'm Pops Van Zandt. I want to thank all these guys and Max and Project Oasis and everybody else who was watching, who tuned in, who joined us. Always a great time. Love this show. I wish I could draw. To a shaky 2023, but a goddamn solid 2024. What do you think, all? Peace out, everybody.
2024.
Yeah, peace out.
Thanks, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find something good to play. How about this? And because our boy Daniel P. Riley couldn't be here, but he was also one of those people that was involved in that, I want to make sure we play his trailer. Jizzit that.
Just back it already.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the... There was the brakes on this bus. I forgot
Jazz
how to
hands. Jazz hands and brakes.